All right, ready to dive deep into the world of legal academia.
Let's do it.
Today, we're focusing on how to absolutely ace that law lecturer interview.
Sounds good.
We've got some awesome resources from RoleCatcher, like career guides, and even sample interview questions.
Yeah, those are really
We'll
helpful.
break down what really matters, not just what to say, but the why behind it.
Definitely, that's key.
And we'll also look at how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an extra edge.
Oh, that AI is pretty incredible. It can really help tailor your answers to each specific institution and job.
Exactly. But we'll get to that a bit later. First, let's paint a picture. What does law lecture actually do? I mean, beyond the obvious teaching part, right?
Right. It's definitely more than just standing in front of a classroom. You're a legal expert, of course,
Right.
but also a researcher, a publisher, a mentor.
Wow, it's like a multifaceted role.
It is. You're constantly pushing the boundaries of legal knowledge, but also shaping the minds of future legal professionals.
So you're like a legal scholar A&D, a guiding force. I like that. Where do these legal dynamos typically work?
Primarily universities, no surprise there.
Of course, but I imagine it's not just lecture halls, right?
You're right. Think classrooms, research labs. With online learning on the rise, you might even find yourself in virtual settings these days.
That's right. RoleCatcher's Career Guide highlighted that. Online learning is definitely a growing trend. They also mentioned the rise of interdisciplinary studies.
Definitely a hot topic.
So law intersecting with tech, healthcare, environmental science. It's like legal education is evolving before our eyes.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be in this field.
But I imagine all this innovation also means the job market is pretty competitive, right?
It can be, yeah.
Makes sense. High salary, intellectually stimulating work, the chance to make a real impact.
Yeah, all those perks definitely draw a crowd.
But like any job, it's not all sunshine and roses. Long hours, pressure to stay up to date, constant need to adapt.
It's demanding, for sure.
But for those with a true passion for both law and education, I imagine the rewards are immense.
Absolutely. And that passion is what you want to showcase in the interview.
Exactly. So let's get to the heart of this deep dive, those interview questions. RoleCatcher gave us some great examples, and we're going to break them down one by one. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with a classic. What inspired you to pursue a career as a law lecturer? Now, it's tempting to just say you love the law, but we need to go deeper, right?
You do. This is your chance to share your story, to make a connection.
I like that, a story. So what kind of story should someone tell?
Think about a specific experience, a mentor who influenced you, or even a particular legal case that sparked that passion.
That makes sense. Like, what was that aha moment that made you realize, this is what I'm meant to do?
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can come in handy.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
It can actually analyze the job description, even the institution's values,
Really?
to help you tailor your story in a way that truly resonates.
So you're not just answering a question, you're showing alignment with their values, too.
Right.
All right, next question. How do you incorporate real-life examples into your lectures? To me, this is all about showing your teaching style. What do you think?
Absolutely. It's your chance to demonstrate how you'd make law engaging and relevant for students.
So less theory, more real world.
Exactly. Think recent high-profile cases, legal debates in the news, anything that connects the dots.
You know, I bet RoleCatcher skills guides would be helpful here.
Oh, definitely.
They offer so many teaching strategies.
They do. And don't forget to mention any interactive methods you might use.
Like what?
Mock trials, case studies, debates, anything that gets students actively involved.
Love it. Okay, now for a potentially tricky one. How do you approach teaching difficult or controversial topics? I feel like this could be a minefield.
It can be, yeah. But what they're really looking for is maturity and balance.
So how do you navigate that?
You want to highlight your ability to create a respectful classroom environment, where diverse viewpoints are encouraged and everyone feels safe to participate.
That makes sense. Don't shy away from the tough stuff, but show you can handle it with sensitivity and an open mind.
Exactly. And again, this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be really helpful.
Oh, right, because it can analyze your answers.
It can give you feedback on your tone, wording.
To make sure you come across as balanced and thoughtful.
Precisely.
That's amazing. Okay, here's a question that I think trips a lot of people up. How do you balance teaching, research, and service? Because those are three Huge areas of responsibility.
They are. It's a juggling act.
So what's the secret?
It's about showcasing your organizational skills, your ability to prioritize, and of course your passion for all aspects of the role.
Because you need to genuinely be interested in all three.
You do, and don't be afraid to mention specific times you've successfully juggled multiple projects or deadlines.
That's a good tip. A real-life example always resonates. And remember, RoleCatcher's Career Guide gives you insights into the typical workload of a law lecturer.
It does.
So you can go in with realistic expectations. Okay, now on to a question about staying ahead of the curve. How do you keep up with changes in the law and legal education? How would you approach that?
I'd emphasize my commitment to lifelong learning. Mention professional journals I read, conferences I attend, online forums I engage in.
So show that you're actively involved in the legal world.
Exactly.
What about continuing education courses or certifications? Those are good too, right?
Absolutely. Those demonstrate a dedication to professional development.
All right, on to another important topic. How do you create a positive and inclusive learning environment for all students? This feels particularly relevant these days.
It really is. Here, you want to showcase your commitment to fostering a sense of belonging and respect.
Where everyone feels safe to participate, no matter their background.
Exactly. Talk about specific strategies you use to promote diversity and inclusion in your teaching.
Like what?
Incorporating diverse perspectives into the curriculum, using inclusive language, being mindful of different learning styles.
It's about making sure everyone has an equal opportunity to thrive.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, tech is such a huge part of our lives now. How would you approach this question? How do you integrate technology into your teaching?
This is a chance to highlight your tech savviness. Talk about specific tools and platforms you use.
Give me some examples.
Online learning management systems, interactive simulations, multimedia presentations.
So you're using tech to enhance the learning experience.
Right. But it's not just about using tech for the sake of it. It's about using it effectively to engage students and improve their understanding.
I love that.
And you also want to mention how you adapt your teaching methods to accommodate different learning styles.
That's important.
Flexibility is key in today's educational landscape.
Okay, I want to touch on mentoring. How do you approach mentoring and advising students? This goes beyond just answering academic questions, right?
It does. It's about guiding them on their professional journey.
It's about showing a genuine interest in their success, both in and out of the classroom.
Exactly. Talk about your availability for office hours, your willingness to provide personalized guidance.
Maybe your experience advising student organizations or research projects.
Exactly. Showing that you go above and beyond.
All right, one last question before we move on. How do you align your teaching with the mission and values of the institution? This feels like a question that requires some serious homework.
It does. Before the interview, research the institution thoroughly. Their mission statement, strategic goals, publications.
You need to understand what they stand for.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's about showing them you're not just applying for any law lecturer position. You're genuinely interested in their institution.
That's key. Show them you want to contribute to their specific goals.
Exactly. If they emphasize community engagement, you could highlight how you'd incorporate service learning projects into your courses, or maybe mention research on local legal issues.
So tailor your answer to what matters to them. Yes. Okay, we've covered a lot of interview prep. But before we move on, I want to reiterate how RoleCatcher's AI can help throughout this process.
It's an amazing tool, really.
I'm curious, can you walk us through how it actually works when it comes to tailoring answers for specific job roles? I mean, it sounds almost magical.
It is pretty incredible. Let's say you're applying to a university that emphasizes technology in the classroom. RoleCatcher's AI could analyze that job description and then suggest, relevant tech tools or teaching methods you could weave into your answers.
Oh, I see. So it's about highlighting those skills and experiences that are most relevant to that specific job.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
Exactly. It's not about generic responses.
Right. But it goes even deeper than that, right?
Right.
RoleCatcher can also analyze your tone and delivery.
It can. It's like having a virtual mock interview with an expert coach.
Wow, that's amazing.
Giving you feedback, helping you refine your answers, boosting your confidence, making sure you're coming across as, articulate, enthusiastic, genuinely passionate about the role.
Okay, so we've spent a good chunk of time on interview prep, but RoleCatcher also offers some really interesting insights into what happens after you land the job.
Right.
What can you tell us about career progression, advancement opportunities for law lecturers? What does that path look like?
Well, RoleCatcher provides a really nice roadmap. It starts with entry-level responsibilities, where you're likely assisting senior lecturers.
I see. So getting your feet wet, learning the ropes.
Exactly. Things like helping with course prep, grading assignments, conducting research.
Proving yourself as a valuable member of the department.
Right. But then, for those who have their sights set on leadership roles, there are definite advancement paths.
Okay, so tell me about those. What are the options?
Well, the traditional path is to move up the professorial ranks.
Makes sense.
So you start as an assistant professor, then move to associate professor, and eventually, the coveted full professor position.
With each step bringing more responsibilities, more prestige,
Definitely.
and probably a lot more paperwork.
Haha, probably. But in all seriousness, each promotion comes with more autonomy.
More freedom to do your own thing.
Exactly. In your research, in your course design, even in departmental leadership.
That's pretty cool. So there's a clear path within academia, but I think RoleCatcher also mentioned opportunities outside of universities.
They did. Some law lecturers use their expertise to become consultants.
Oh, interesting.
Working for law firms, government agencies, think tanks.
So applying their knowledge to real-world challenges, shaping policy.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
It really highlights the versatility of a legal education.
Yeah, you're not limited to just one path.
Not at all. But regardless of which path you choose, one thing's clear from RoleCatcher's research. Continuous learning is absolutely essential.
It makes sense. The legal field is constantly evolving.
It is, so staying ahead of the curve is crucial.
So how can someone demonstrate that commitment to continuous learning?
Well, think advanced degrees, specialized certifications, or even just, keeping up with the latest legal journals, attending relevant conferences.
It's about showing potential employers you're not only knowledgeable, but also dedicated to professional growth.
Right. That you're a lifelong learner, always looking to expand your expertise.
Okay, and speaking of staying ahead of the curve, we have to talk about RoleCatcher's AI-powered CV Builder.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
I've heard amazing things about it.
It's pretty revolutionary, really. Their AI has analyzed thousands of job descriptions.
Wow.
To understand exactly what employers are looking for. And then it uses that knowledge to help you tailor your CV to each specific job you apply for.
So it's not just about listing your accomplishments, it's about presenting them in a way that grabs attention.
Exactly. It's like having a secret weapon to cut through the noise and get noticed. Because let's be real, those automated recruiting systems can be brutal.
They can be. It feels like you're just sending your resume into a black hole sometimes.
Right?
But it sounds like RoleCatcher's AI can help you beat those systems at their own game.
It can. Make sure your CV is optimized for those keyword searches and algorithms that determine whether you even make it to a human.
That's a game changer. But RoleCatcher isn't just about getting your foot in the door, right? It's about connecting you with the right opportunities. Tell me about that.
It is. Their platform lets employers actively search for candidates based on specific skills and experience. So even if you haven't directly applied, if you've got what they're looking for, they can find you.
So it's like a two-way street. You're not just passively applying. You're putting yourself out there to be discovered.
Exactly. And they have over 9 million employers in their database. The reach is incredible.
Wow. And with over 3,000 career guides and 14,000 online resources, it's clear RoleCatcher is much more than just a job board.
Oh, for sure.
It's a whole treasure trove of information and support for navigating your career journey.
It is?
Okay, before we wrap up, I have one more question. When searching for job postings, what are some alternative titles for a law lecturer?
Ooh, that's a good one. You might see Professor of Law, Legal Studies Instructor.
Yeah, even just law teacher.
So it's important to keep those variations in mind when you're searching.
Definitely. Broaden your search terms. Don't limit yourself to just law lecturer. You might be missing out on some great opportunities.
Good advice. Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've explored what it means to be a law lecturer, from acing the interview to navigating career advancement.
We have.
And we've seen how RoleCatcher's AI can be a powerful ally every step of the way.
Definitely.
Now, before we send you off to conquer that interview, let's leave you with a final thought to ponder. As you prep for that interview, think about what really gets you fired up about the law.
Yeah.
What area are you most passionate about teaching?
Good question.
And what unique perspective would you bring to the classroom? Those are things to think about.
Those are really important questions. When you tap into that passion, let your own voice shine through.
Yeah.
That's how you really connect with the interviewers, leave a lasting impression. It's about more than just, ticking boxes and proving your skills.
Right.
It's about that enthusiasm, that vision for shaping the future of legal education.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, being a law lecturer, it's not just about imparting knowledge.
Right.
It's about inspiring those future legal minds, pushing the boundaries, making a real impact on the world.
That's such an inspiring way to think about it.
Yeah.
So, to our listener out there, ready to embark on this journey,
Good luck.
we want to say be confident, be yourself, and let that passion shine through.
Couldn't agree more.
And remember, RoleCatcher's got your back every step of the way.
Absolutely.
From crafting that killer CV to acing that interview,
Yeah.
to building a fulfilling career, we have no doubt you'll do amazing things.
Until next time.